Today, I will be going over the lack of clean water in the Democratic Republic of Congo, also known as DRC. Water crisis in DRC has been a common issue that's been going on globally, and we're going to go over how the problem has spread and how they're working towards a solution. So, what is the problem? Water is one of the most crucial essentials of life, covering over 71% of the world around us. Clean water is essential for the overall health and well being of those who inhabit this planet. Globally, 785 million people lack even basic drinking water services. That's over twice the population in the United States. Not only has drinking and using contaminated water have become a trend in a lot of many third world countries, including even our own, but it has led to the transmission of many diseases and the overall effect of biodiversity. DRC, according to the article titled Water, Sanitation, and Hygiene, every child has the right to water, sanitation, and safe and clean community. The DRC has over 50% of the African continent's water reserves, yet 33 million people in rural areas still lack access to quality water. Chronic malnutrition affects 43% of the children between 0 to 5 years of age throughout the country. Malnutrition can be a result of multiple causes, including lack of access to safe drinking water, sanitation services, and failure to practice basic hygiene practices. The arrival of many displaced people and communities in the DRC with low access to drinking water increases the chance to receive waterborne diseases, increase pressure on available resources. Looking at the history of water crisis in DRC, in 1998, the DRC became some people refer to it as Africa's first world war, a conflict between seven African nations. There were there were a multitude of reasons why the war broke out, including conflicts over minerals, water, food, and resources like that. After the conclusion of the war, water became increasingly sparse resource due to the collapse of DRC's infrastructure during the fighting. Although DRC used to be one of the wettest nations in Africa, in today's generation, many of the vast majority of Congolese do not have access to sanitary water due to the lack of the infrastructure. The, the history of DRC continues as following the war and the fall of DRC's infrastructure, the IRC, or also known as the International Rescue Committee, found that most Congolese did not die from violence, but rather from malaria, diarrhea, and malnutrition and other water-related diseases. Unfortunately, DRC in the state of water utility does not have the ability to improve the water pumping system because of the lack of funds. Getting a better understanding of key drinking water challenges by subsector in DRC. Urban and pre-urban areas have high water prices, weak cost recovery, and financial viability of public water utilities. Degradation of water sources, contaminants, increases treatment costs. In rural areas, low access to improved water sources. 60% of rural water systems are not operational, and physical degradation of drinking resources are common in these areas. What is the general effects of unused water? Many people in DRC draw their drinking water mainly from surface sources such as ponds, rivers, and lakes. These sources are often watering holes for livestock downhill, from lanterns and catchments from mudslide debris, which are all dangerous contaminants. This could lead to many life-threatening illnesses like diarrhea, cholera, diphtheria, and hepatitis. What do the numbers say? 52% of African surface water reserves and 23% of Africa's internal renewable water resources. 51 million individuals are drinking unsafe water every day, placing them at high risk for waterborne diseases. This is a video that further explains the issue of water crisis in the DRC. So are there any solutions? So after that, researching over vast solutions, the one I found to be one of the most helpful is a solution titled the healthy school and village. This is from the United Nations International Children's Emergency Fund. This works with the world's toughest places to reach the most disadvantaged children and adolescents in hope of committing to children's needs despite the complexities of the world. Not only are they considered the world's largest provider of vaccines, but they support child health, nutrition, safe water, and sanitations, and etc. They have developed a number of different life-saving solutions across 190 different countries and territories, including the Health School and Village program, which I'm going to go over in this PowerPoint. The Healthy School and Village program aims to prevent diarrhea diseases and other waterborne diseases have been emphasized throughout the provisions of improved water, hygiene, and sanitation services in schools, villages, and health centers. Overall, their aims is to provide a lot of these stations in a lot of these places to help improve these things. The overall goal of the program is to implement clean water and sanitation all across DRC come 2030. They have already begun working on this program in the early 2000s and can see maximum improvement as time progresses. Highlights of the program. So far, this program has received a great number of success in ensuring access to clean water and clean and safe water and hygiene stations. According to some numbers from the UNCIEF website, from 2008 to 2019, there are reportedly 10,145 healthy villages, 24 healthy health centers, which corresponds to 8,184,742 people with access to sanitized environments. Although this program has only been tried one time, it has taken years to develop before actually seeing positive results. Are there any negatives to the programs? After carefully reviewing the program and looking over the websites, I have personally never found any outlining negatives to this program. This program is well thought out and has steadily seen improvements as time progresses, as they made the necessary improvements to make sure they're providing access to clean and safe water, hygiene, and sanitation stations for people in the DRC. How's the solution being presented? So not only does this program being presented on the company's website where they can take donations from all across the world, but they also have people located in many of these villages in the DRC to help promote hygienic practices in critical times. So these are just people from the program who are in a lot of these villages who are showing these many people, men, women, children, how to properly take care of themselves and make sure that they're staying being hygienic. So what resources are supporting this program? So this program is not only supported through donations, but it's also supported through staff of people who are not only in the front lines, located in a lot of the villages in the DRC, but staff behind the scenes who are doing the financial plannings, who are doing, the assessments of what needs to be improved and things like that. So what are the realistic chance of affecting lasting change? I believe this program has a very realistic chance of affecting lasting change because it's already showed positive growth and results. I believe that because the program has been well thought out and has been taking time to slowly progress, I believe that come their goal of 2030, I believe that there will be more clean and safe water stations and hygienic stations for the people in the Congolese people in DRC. So what sociology theory applies to this problem? The conflict theory applies to the problem because it was first developed by Karl Marx to describe a theory that society is in a state of perpetual conflict because of competition for limited resources. How does it relate to the problem? This theory relates to the problem because the original reason why the DRC is experiencing a water crisis is because of its infrastructure, which collapsed during Africa's quote unquote First World War, which was a conflict over food, minerals, and waters, and etc. So what theory relates to the solution? So what the theory that relates to the solution that I found was a social action theory. It was created by Max Weber as a critical theory that holds the society is a construction of the interactions and meanings of its members. According to Weber, an activity is not a social action unless it is influenced or is impacted by the conduct of others. So how does it relate? So it related to the solution because it was directly helping those in the DRC consciously. And there's a motive to provide access to safe and clean drinking water. And these are my sources. So overall, the problem was that there was a water crisis in the DRC, and the solution was that there was a program implemented to help provide clean and safe water stations and other hygienic practices for the Congolese people living in these villages. Thank you.